welcome to GameGrin's weekly roundup, a selection of the biggest news stories from the world of video games. Let's get straight into it. First up, after the Battlefront 2 launch a couple of weeks ago and the fiasco around microtransactions and loot boxes, the UK Gambling Commission has stepped in once again to weigh in on the issue as to whether loot boxes or indeed microtransactions could be regulated under gambling and therefore be treated the same way as traditional betting. The short answer is that the Gambling Commission have no intention of regulating loot boxes in their current state, and ultimately falls on UK gambling law and the definition of such set by Parliament. Going into detail, the reason lies in the key facts. Players making transactions for loot boxes, or more broadly microtransactions, have their purchases stay within game, with no immediate outside value. Where in-game items obtained via loot boxes are confined for use within the game and cannot be cashed out, it is unlikely to be caught as a licensable gambling activity, said the Gambling Commission Executive Director Tim Miller in a recent blog post. Steam's marketplace that allows players to buy and sell items obtained in-game or through loot boxes using Steam's proprietary wallet could be seen as fringing that line. However, Valve, creators of Steam, enforce permanent bans on accounts that are sold, a violation of the terms set when members sign up. As there's no direct way of making money from in-game items, it can't be considered gambling under the current definition. Addressing ambiguity in the same blog post, Tim admits that they, or the Gambling Commission, are concerned with the growth in examples where the line between video gaming and gambling is becoming increasingly blurred, but doesn't state any specific examples. However, he does reassure us that the Gambling Commission have a long history of keeping vulnerable individuals, such as children, safe. His final comment on the post is whether gambling or not, we all have a responsibility to keep children and young people safe. That last point by Tim is a pretty interesting one in my opinion, and one that could be taken in a couple of different ways. The first, that it's an overarching statement that we should all live our life by, but the second is that it could just be considered as a statement where everyone is responsible for those vulnerable people that are around us, not just the companies behind the games that we've been playing. Next up, one company that normally steers clear of microtransactions is Nintendo, and their latest release this week, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, has got them included. But it's not the microtransactions that's getting everyone's backs up, it's how the game works. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp is Nintendo's latest mobile games, cashing in on the popular town management and friendship building series, known for its time or date sensitive collectibles and events, cutesy art style, memorable characters. Players are tasked to gather materials, fish, bugs and fruit, then gift them to guests who can be befriended and invited to a customizable camp in the mobile version. The criticism with the new release lies in the soul of the game, according to model Chrissy Teigen. She argues that the game lacks depth, and whilst the game is fine for newbies, in the eyes of loyal fans of the series there's much to be desired. It lacks heart, the soul is a sandwich with no meat, a car without tyres. Unfriendly characters, obscure demands before invitation and poor life skill teachings too. What kind of crap is this teaching us? I need a hammock to have friends? Despite these qualms, some may be more sincere than others, it's worth pointing out that Chrissy made it clear she'd been willing to spend $120 on in-game purchases in less than a week. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp is available now on both iOS and Android devices, and Nintendo have said that they're going to be implementing these new seasonal updates or seasonal events and items throughout the game's lifecycle. But they've got to keep some of those features back for the Nintendo Switch version, right? Before we finish, here's a couple of quickfire news stories that, whilst are smaller, are in no way inferior to the last news stories. Sonic continues to let the memes flow with a new piece of DLC for Sonic Forces. Known infamously on social media for its hyper-awareness of meme culture, Sonic the Hedgehog's Twitter and Facebook account made the announcement of a Sanic'd t-shirt that's now available in-game. Sanic'd refers to a crudely drawn version of the famous blue mammal from 2010 that became an internet sensation, based on its bizarre design. The game Sonic Forces received mixed reviews from around the industry that praised its visuals but felt the story was mediocre. Ace from GameGrin described it as a competent 3D adventure. And finally, Sea of Thieves, a new game from Rare that has players sailing the seas and living the highs and lows of a pirate, is inviting players to join an open online test. There's no idea as to when the test would be, but aspiring water voyagers with Xbox Live Gold can sign up between now and December 1st to have access to the test. You've got to be 18 and over and sign a non-disclosure agreement before partaking in the test, but if you fit the bill and are eager to get a taste of the pirate's life, then don't delay, sign up today. And that's the news. Head over to GameGrin.com where you can check out the trending articles of the week. Tyler has reviewed Wappo, a bizarre-looking platforming game that matches both humour and hand-drawn graphics. And the Grincast lot have been talking about Disney's Marvel Heroes, as well as the success of Nintendo Switch and EA's recent mess. Don't forget to follow GameGrin on social media to never miss a beat. Show us your thumbs either up or down to tell us what you think. I've been TGK for GameGrin.com, and I'll see you next time with all the latest video gaming news. Ta-ra for now.